Rowe, Bagley, Harding. Oh, he's Johnson, Johnson. Melton. Mr. President. All right.
Please rise for the pledge and remarks by Councilmember Don Rowe.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks. You may be seated. Isn't it great to have springtime in Nebraska? Where else in the world can you go from 35 in the morning to 85 in the afternoon? And we have that potential today. Marcy and I have been fortunate the last couple of weekends to be able to work in our yard. It's time to clean up that dead stuff, and it's always so cool to see the fresh newness of new life that's coming up through the last year's mulch and the plants and the greenery, and it just makes you feel good about life. And along with spring, this week, if you're a Christ follower, if you're a Christian, this is Holy Week.
Yes, yes.
Amen. And it's a week for us where we tend to focus our thoughts maybe a little bit more on spiritual things, and that's a good thing. I would recommend and I would encourage all of us this week, as we think about those things, to have to live a life intentionally with a heart of gratitude, with a spirit of thankfulness in our hearts. We have so much to be thankful for. I'm thankful for each of you. I'm thankful that I live in Omaha. I'm thankful that I have these colleagues. And I think it's just important that we focus on those things sometimes when life gets difficult. I want to be the first to say Happy Easter and Happy Resurrection Day. And also, I want to throw a shout out to our Chief of Staff, Mr. Jim Dowding, whose birthday is today. So congratulations, Mr.
Happy birthday.
An affidavit of publication is on file for the pre-council and city council meeting, and a current copy of the Open Meeting Act is posted in a white binder on the east wall of legislative chambers.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Omaha City Council. We appreciate you being here and look forward to your testimony on our items today. Before we start, we have two proclamations and then one announcement. In addition to it being Mr. Dowding's birthday today, Mr. Dowding is also a new grandpa. He had his first, it's a big day for Jim today. Last week, he welcomed Theo Perdomo into the world as his grandson. So we congratulate him and look forward to meeting Theo. And I can tell you, I've seen some pictures and he's pretty cute. The next item, we realized we are not meeting next week. And then what happens the week after that is Earth Day. So we wanted to recognize that today as well with a short proclamation. I don't think I see anyone here from the Earth Day celebration that'll happen in Elmwood Park that Saturday, but I'll mention that here in a minute as well. The proclamation from the City Council reads, whereas at the first Earth Day event on April 22nd, more than 50 years ago, approximately 22 million Americans came together to clean their communities' air and waterways, inspiring landmark environmental laws to be passed around the world. And whereas we know that individuals and businesses need to act now to promote sustainable green practices in order to mitigate the negative effects of climate change, including health issues, food and water shortages, and economic struggles in our local communities. And whereas we each play a role in the conservation, protection, and appreciation of Nebraska and the world's natural resources, and our success in confronting the climate crisis will be ours, not ours alone, but belong to future generations to come. And whereas Earth Day celebrations and activities will be held throughout the month of April in communities throughout Nebraska, with opportunities for individuals to take part in activities, events, and exhibitions to learn about caring for our environment, now therefore be it resolved that the City of Omaha officially designates April 22nd, 2022 as Earth Day in the City of Omaha. And I would encourage citizens to take part in all those things, but also the event we have annually at Elmwood Park, which will be Saturday, April 23rd from 11 to 6 o'clock. And I also want to thank Councilman Don Preister from Bellevue, who brought this to our attention, because we are partnering a lot with Sarpy County over the next month and a number of events too, which I think is also great for the metropolitan area. Thank you for indulging me with that. The next proclamation we have will be read by Council Members Melton and Johnson and involves Omaha Public Schools. Omaha Public Libraries, sorry.
And at this time, we would like to welcome Elizabeth Ravello, who also represents Omaha Public Libraries.
Hello.
And as you've already mentioned, we will be...
The proclamation? Or no?
We'll give it to you at the end.
Beautiful. I'm so sorry.
Nope,
Go
that's
on.
Hey, I would like to recognize you and your wonderful work that you do with the school, and also call to the attention to everyone that I had an opportunity to meet you and your children about a month ago, and they were just an exciting bunch. But today we're going to recognize you in your role for public school libraries and present you with a proclamation.
Mhm.
So whereas the Omaha Public School Libraries are active centers of learning where students and teachers are gathering information and using it creatively, exchanging ideas, and learning together. And whereas by supporting the goals of Omaha Public Schools and by serving all students and teachers, the library program is an integral part of the instructional process from kindergarten through grade 12. And whereas the Omaha Public School Libraries are essential to effective education for an information-based society and effective users and producers of information through learning experiences that develop a lifelong love and reading and learning. And whereas the Omaha Public School Library offers an environment conducive to reading and learning, critical thinking, creative expression, investigation and research, professional growth, and curriculum development and enhancement. And
Whereas the school librarian supports school teachers in their effective use of technology resources in the classroom, and Library Media Center develops partnerships with parents and communities to foster an environment of learning and personal and academic success. And whereas school libraries are enriched by their dedicated staff, volunteers, and students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Omaha officially designates April 2022 as School Library Month. So in witness whereof, we have set our hands and caused the official seal of the City of Omaha to be affixed on this 12th day of April 2022. So I want to...
Thank you.
And I mentioned in there, we were celebrating Omaha Public School Libraries, but this is actually we designated the School Library Month. And so there are librarians all over this city and all of our school districts, both public and private, that I think serve the children of our city very, very well. And I want to thank you for calling that to our attention, that April was Library Month and School Library Month. And I still remember back when I was in grade school how much I loved going to the library day.
As
right?
you should.
I
It's one of
loved
the
library
best
day.
places to be.
So I just want to thank you for everything that you do. And if you have your phone, we can also take a picture.
Absolutely.
Here, come this way so that the whole council can be behind you.
Let's go around there.
You guys want to all stand?
Happy School Library Month,
Stand
everybody!
right there.
Smile!
There we
It's
go.
a good day!
okay.
And now can we all wave at Miss Ravello's class?
Yes, everybody say hi to third
Hi,
grade!
Thank you for tuning in. This is great that Miss Ravello called it to the attention. So it's because of you and your teacher that we made this month School Library Month in the City of Omaha.
Say hi.
Thank you.
All right, that was great.
Thank you so much!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Items 6 through 9 can be considered together for Fountain Ridge West, located southwest of 193rd and Davenport Streets. Planning Board and Planning Department recommend approval. Item 6, an ordinance to rezone this property from AG District to MU District. Item 7, an ordinance to approve a major amendment to the mixed-use district development agreement. Item 8, a resolution to approve the final plat. Item 9, a resolution to approve the subdivision agreement.
Public hearings and votes on number 6, 7, 8, and 9 are today. Proponents, please.
Hello, I'm Kyle Haase with the E&A Consulting Group, 10909 Mill Valley Road, Omaha, Nebraska, representing the applicant. I'll make myself available for any questions that the council might have.
Thank you. Any other proponents today? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearings closed.
Motion approved.
Second, roll call.
Palermo.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Bagley.
Aye.
Harding is absent. Johnson.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Items 6 through 9 are approved, 6-0. Item 10, an ordinance to approve a PUR overlay district and an MBD district located southeast of 38th and Farnham Street, and to approve the development plan.
Public hearing and vote on number 10 is today. Proponents, please. Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearings closed.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Palermo.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Bagley.
Aye.
Johnson.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 10 is approved, 6-0. Item 11, a resolution to approve the Elmwood Townhomes Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Project Plan located southeast of Leavenworth and south of 54th Streets in an amount up to $1,538,199. A's Communications sees amendment of the whole requested by the Law Department.
Public hearing and vote on number 11 is today. Proponents, please.
Yes, good afternoon. Don Seaton, Omaha City Planning. This project site is southeast of Leavenworth and 54th Street, an L-shaped project site. It's actually an assemblage of four parcels that the developer has put together. The 3 parcels fronting Leavenworth each contain a vacant, older single-family dwelling that each of them are in fair to poor condition. Around the corner on 54th, the pair of brick duplex buildings. All the improvements on this project site will be demolished, and a new for-sale market rate townhome development with 19 units will be constructed. The site plan is the colored portion that you see here. And we have, I hope I wasn't zoomed out too far on those other ones. Anyway, the developer has undertaken considerable neighborhood engagement, including meetings with the neighborhood association. The developer is Elmwood Townhomes, LLC, managed by Noddle Homes, J. Noddle manager. The total project investment is about $9.3 million in the neighborhood. They are requesting $1,657,032 in TIF support. Project meets the required criteria for the city's TIF program. It's consistent with the goals of the city's master plan, appropriate land use for the area, and we ask for your approval.
Thank you. Any other proponents today?
Ted Zetzman, All Companies, 2285 South 67th Street. As Don mentioned, have worked with the neighbors. I think we've got a great project here in the core, and would appreciate your approval, and we're available for any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any other proponents? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing is closed. Mr. Bagley, you're recognized.
Thanks, Mr. President. I'll make a motion to approve this, and I appreciate you guys reaching out to the neighborhood association. Those are things that work very well, and I know in this case it was a good thing, and you made some changes, so appreciate you doing that. Thanks.
And you're moving Amendment C, right?
Correct.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. No further lights. Roll call.
Palermo.
Yes.
Rowe. Bagley.
Aye.
Harding. Johnson.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0. Item 12, to consider a Class I liquor license for Maru Sushi Korean Grill located at 5036 South 108th Street.
Public hearing and vote on number 12 is today. I believe we have the applicants by Zoom. Ms. Lee, we'll get you off mute here in a second.
Good afternoon, members of Omaha City Council. Thank you for this opportunity and in considering our application. My name is Peng Li. An attorney represents Y&J Maru Sushi Korean Grill, Inc. It is a restaurant mainly serves Korean cuisine. It has been in the business for over 22 years. We're here to apply for a new liquor license under ownership. We respectfully ask the City Council to approve the license, and I'm here to answer the questions you may have. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Any other proponents today on number 12? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing's closed. Motion and a second. Roll call.
Palermo. Rowe. Bagley. Harding. Johnson. Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 12 is approved, 7-0.
Thank you.
Consent agenda. Any member of the City Council may cause any item placed on the consent agenda to be removed. Items removed from the consent agenda shall be taken up by the City Council immediately following the consent agenda in the order in which they were removed, unless otherwise provided by the City Council Rules of Order.
The public hearing on agenda items number 13 through 17 was held on April 5th. Motion and a second. Roll call.
Palermo. Rowe. Bagley. Harding. Johnson. Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Motion passed, 7-0.
The public hearings on agenda items number 18 through 47 are today. If you wish to address the City Council regarding these items, please come to the microphone, indicate the agenda item number you wish to address, identify yourself by name, address, who you represent, and if you are a proponent or an opponent. And we do have the applicant on number 19 by Zoom, if anyone needs to speak with Mr. Novotny.
Good afternoon, Jeff Lewis. I am at 12636 Wisdale Drive, item number 18, representing the German American Society at 3717 South 120th Street. I'm available for any questions.
Great, thank you. Any other proponents or opponents? Come on down.
Good afternoon. My name is Wayne Kester. I represent items 37 and 38, I think. I was here a couple weeks ago. Wayne and Tony Homes, 19801 Adams Street, Omaha, Nebraska, 68135. We had a chance to meet with the council person and here to answer any questions.
Great, thank you. Anyone else on these items? Seeing none, public hearings are closed. There's a motion and a second. Before I call the roll, I'd also just note number 44. This is a nice improvement to our trail system along the Riverfront Trail that I'm very supportive of. And when you combine this with the action we're taking and took last week on what we call the Baby Bob, the extension from the Bob Carrier Bridge north to 10th Street by the Convention Center Arena, and then this expansion of a 10-foot trail from about Miller's Landing to Kiwanis Park, I think we're making substantial progress on our connectivity, but also our parks and our pedestrian and cycling availability to downtown, which is an important thing. Ms. Johnson, you're recognized.
Yes, I just wanted to follow up with Mr. Kessler. I really want to thank you for meeting with me. I really appreciate you explaining to me your project, the fact that you will have a duplex there on Blondo, and then your other site location. Our conversation was very impactful and unique in the fact that you were willing to accommodate some of the things that in the Long School area that we would certainly appreciate and find very significant for our neighborhood to be as impactful since we've been in Omaha as a neighborhood association for a long time and very much recognized by HUD. Our agreement was that the sidings you had agreed to the tan in color, and then also the naming to retain some historical significance for the area. I just want to express my sentiments for your cooperation and understanding of that neighborhood. Thank you very much.
Of course, happy to do it. Thank you.
Thank you both. Mr. Harding, you're recognized.
No, I'll pass.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve items number 18 through 47. Roll call.
Palermo. Rowe. Bagley. Harding. Johnson?
Yes.
Melton? Mr. President?
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0. Item 48, an ordinance levying a special tax and assessment to cover the cost of constructing sidewalks in district number SWR 2021-01. A is amendment of the whole requested by the Public Works Department.
The vote on number 48 is today. Is there a motion? There's a motion and a second. We do have an opponent by Zoom. This ordinance is on final. I just wanted to note that in case anyone needed to speak with Ms. Dembinski. There's a motion and a second to approve the amendment of the whole. Is that correct? No further lights. Roll call. Ms. Melton, you're recognized.
It's just because Ms. Dembinski is, it looks like here by Zoom. I kind of wanted to just discuss what we discussed at our pre-council. And we discussed with Public Works that although there was caulking done to the sidewalk, it's only a temporary fix, so the sidewalk would have to be replaced within the next couple years. And so since the work was done and the sidewalk was installed, there's still a benefit to the homeowner, and we are fortunate enough to have the City Public Works Department is able to do this work actually for the most part at the same or less of a cost than if you were to hire it out privately. Unlike when you don't plow your sidewalks, you pay a lot more than you would have paid at a market rate. But in this case, when we have the repairs, actually the homeowner is getting a price break. So that's why I'm supporting this. And I just thought for Ms. Dembinski that I wanted to give you the benefit of the rationale behind at least my decision.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second to approve the amendment of the whole. No further lights. Roll call.
Palermo?
Yes.
Rowe? Bagley? Harding?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Melton? Mr. President?
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0. Item 49, an ordinance to approve the bid from Macon Enterprises LLC for mowing at the Missouri River Flood Levee in the amount of $36,925.
Public hearing on number 49 is today. Proponents, please. Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing is closed.
Item 50, an ordinance to rescind ordinance number 42771 to award the contract to BMI Janitorial Group for the Omaha Police Department.
Public hearing on number 50 is today. Proponents, please.
Sorry, I chose the furthest seat away. Deputy Chief Michelle Bang, Omaha Police Department. I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Any other proponents today? Seeing none, any opponents? Public hearing is closed.
Non-action items, items 51 through 65, do not require public hearing or city council consideration at this meeting, but will be placed on a future agenda for public hearing and/or vote. The reason for non-action is noted after the item on the agenda, as well as the date the item is expected to appear on agenda for consideration.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, roll call.
Palermo.
Yes.
Rowe. Bagley. Harding. Johnson. Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0. Meeting is adjourned at 2:23.
Thank you.